My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Nunas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And we're back from vacation! Yay! We had, like, such a good time. We actually went on vacation together, sort of. Yeah, that's basically what we did, and it was so fun. We went and we saw Monster X, which was
so good.
Sorry, Sky. She couldn't come. Oh my god.
It was so good.
God, it was like the best experience of my life. I don't know. Like I had like it was like world changing. This Monster X. They were so good. Mm-hmm. Our little Korean sons.
Little babies.
Our little babies.
We were with Janaya though.
Oh, wow, we were with our literal baby, Janaya.
Hi, Janaya.
She's literally a maknae.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but you know, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. Very, very cool. Even she's very cool to hang out with a bunch of middle-aged ladies.
And show us the ropes because
she knew. She knew what was going. This was not her first rodeo.
No.
Anyway, we then took a 2-week vacation off for our first time ever since we started the podcast. And
we went camping too.
Yeah, it's true. Yes. After that, we did go camping. Yes, Sky planned a camping trip.
It was epic.
That was real great. We did all sorts of crazy shit, and everyone got
recorded it. So
yeah, we did. We recorded a bunch of. We had the Nuna Olympics. That'll be coming out sometime soon. And then, despite the fact that I had like 2-inch long nails, I still managed to cook dinner over an open fire, and even though I couldn't open a single can. But you know what? Like, that's what friends are for.
Click.
Friends for opening my cans for me. Like, so today we will be talking about a very special topic that's near and dear to all of our hearts. But before we do that, what has everyone been watching while we've been on vacation? What have you been peeping your little peepers at?
I've basically like dropped everything that I was watching and like shoved it in the on hold. My Thai dramas I'm watching, so like still Theory of Love and 2 Moons. I'm a little behind because I've been away for the weekend, and I need to catch up, but I'm basically up to date with those. And I'm still, enjoying them. They're still lovely. But then, basically everything else I threw in the on hold pile because I was like, I don't feel like watching any of you guys right now. So because my son broke his foot. So my athletic son broke his foot doing the athletic thing, doing nothing. So we started watching Earthdal together and hadn't had any time to watch it. So we basically watched like 8 or 9 episodes in the last like 2 weeks together. So we're almost caught up. We've got like 1 episode left to go. So I've been watching that. We're loving it. He loves it. It's so like, he loves it. He loves it. So I'm
that'd be a good
quite
age
enjoying
for that, I think.
Yeah. And he's watching like the bad guys, like Taylor and Taegon. He's just like, I hate them, but I love them so much.
I know. Welcome to our world, child. Welcome to our world.
It was okay, and they had like this flashback episode, where they showed like young Taegon and Taylor, and it was our like baby one, looking beautiful, and he goes, "Wow, Taegon was really good looking when he was a kid."
Okay.
Yes, he was. He's kind of scruffy now. I'm like, he is still good looking, my friend.
You're like, listen, you don't realize this because you're a small child, but he's still really good. Like, no. It's not like he became ugly. No, he just became a different sort of good looking.
So, he's like peeking at me through the door. He just cracked the door open because he could hear me talking about him.
Tell him we love him. He's our child now. Your aunts all love you.
And then, what else? Oh, so I started watching The King's Avatar. I love it. It is crack. Like, it
is such crack.
And there's only 10 episodes, and I've watched them all this weekend.
I
watched all of them this weekend.
They're just so you know, I have a legal site where they do have like up to 24.
Ooh.
I'll wait patiently until
I'm
tomorrow
trying to use,
when they post the next chunk
I'm trying
of
to
it.
use
That one will
Netflix
come.
as, because I was actually watching it on that other site before Netflix got it, but I'm trying to use Netflix as my, okay, I'll hold off on this one, like
Yeah.
pacing me better now, so just saying.
Yeah. My 8-year-old has been watching that one with me. He started watching it over my shoulder one day and is just like, and then one day he came at the train and he's like, "Are you watching that show without me?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Like,
I am." And he's like,
"Yeah, I'm having me time. This isn't about you."
like, he's obsessed. He's obsessed with the issue. They were like cleaning out my van today, and for some reason I had 3 umbrellas in my van. I don't know why, but I did. And every time he carried one into the house, he'd like announce his arrival. "Yeshu is here, and I'm ready for bed." And then he'd like start popping the umbrella open and like,
Oh, umbrella.
Yeah, he's into it.
So,
I do like the King's Avatar, like, probably about as much as I like Go-Go Squid, but for a completely different reason. But my husband was like, "Oh, they're not battling for the glory of China." Like,
Yeah, they don't.
oh, like, it
battling
really
for
takes something.
glory.
Yeah, they're just battling for just general to win. Like, they're not doing it for the sake of China. What's the point of even watching it? I'm kidding, by the way. We're just Go-Go Squid was very clearly
Very nationalistic.
Propaganda going on.
Yeah, there was definitely some government oversight into the script writing of Go-Go Squid, but no, King's Avatar is great.
My problem with King's Avatar is it's the same lead from Love 020. So, like, I keep waiting for, if this was a K-drama, okay, if this was a K-drama and Love 020 was a K-drama, all of his crew from Love 020 would show up as, like, cameos, right, in the, like, other teams or something.
Yeah.
And I just keep waiting. I'm like, come on, give it to me. I want it.
No,
not yet, anyway. It would be nice, though. I started Mr. Fighting, which
I was planning on starting.
It's really good. Like, it's just really, I don't know, enjoyable. It kind of reminds me of last summer I was watching My Story for You, and it's just kind of this normal people doing normal people stuff kind of a story, and like people trying to follow their dreams, having to create new dreams for themselves because the old dreams aren't working. The two leads together, I'd really like it if it never became a romance, if it was just a friendship thing, would be fantastic because it worked well.
Let's be real. He had a commercial with Mads Mikkelsen, and they still made it seem sexy. Like, no, there's gonna be a romance, okay?
Oh yeah, and I like her. I mean, one of the things I like about it is that the female lead is not that, like, she's not stick thin. She's not. And she eats all the time in the drama. Like, in the show, she eats all the time. And I mean, she's got like the rounder face as opposed to the really chiseled looking face. She's not fat by any stretch of the imagination, right? But, by Asian standards, maybe. I mean, there's a great scene in like maybe the second episode where she's like shivering outside of his door waiting for him to let her in, and he's not letting her in, and she's cold, and he's like, "Well, if you're cold, go home." And she's like, "Suck it, I'm fat. I can sit here all night." Yes. She's like, "I eat all the time. I got enough fat to get me through this night. Like, forget it." And I'm like, yeah, okay. Oh, and I started watching Level Up with my sister, which is as advertised. It's Sung Hoon in an office romance comedy.
It's Sung Hoon being hot.
Yeah.
That's you really need.
Like somebody said.
What else are you looking for?
Somebody on Twitter said that Sung Hoon was like single-handedly reviving the early 2000s K-drama rom-com, and it
pretty much, like,
basically.
He's basically keeping it alive.
And we're here for it. We're here for
we're
it.
We're fine with it.
One of the things I like about it is that, well, it's kind of the cold male lead concept. It's not the mean male lead concept.
Yeah.
He doesn't particularly like her, but like he likes his friends and he jokes with them and he laughs and he smiles and he
doesn't go out of his way to be mean. That always like drives me nuts. Like when characters just go out of their like, and you're supposed to like them, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, when it's like the male.
But Level Up also has Barrow in it, and
and he's adorable.
and I just love him so much. Like, he's so cute. I always, every time I see him, I just want, it's the same with like P.O. I just want to like, just little cheeks and like, be like, oh, you can pat his head, like, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah. It's
Despite the fact that he's like the same age as me, but still, I still want to do it.
Exactly. So I'm only a couple episodes into that because I'm watching it with my sister. So, you know, we have to arrange that around kids and husbands and life. We'll see. It took us like months and months and months to watch. I picked up a Celebrity, but we finished that. So we were like, what should we watch?
Like, are you
look,
gonna
there's
like
something else on Sung-hoon.
You and your sister should just work your way through Sung-hoon's entire like
catalog,
filmography, like.
What else do we have to go through still? I guess
it's
that
Five Children.
Yeah, Five Children.
And that one's long, so it's like 4 dramas for you.
It's also worth it. Five Children is okay. It's like one of my favorite dramas.
I know.
And I'm not like a weekender person, like, but Five Children.
Weekenders.
So good.
I'm not
so
sure,
good.
but I feel like I may have dropped Mother of Mine. I think it just got to be too and I feel like I can't I'm halfway through this sucker. Like it's 100 of those mini episodes, 104 or something now because they extended it, and I'm at like 53. Like I feel like that's too late to drop this. You know, like you are too invested
in it,
and yet
like you put so much time and effort into it.
It feels like in the beginning there was a pretty good ratio of cute to like crazy. Mm-hmm. And now the crazy is really tipping the balance and the cute is like almost non-existent. But I think that's about it. That's all I was going to start Level Arms there, but then I saw that Netflixed it. So I'm like, nope, forget it. Waiting for the second season to come out and then we'll start that.
And forget about it.
Not having them wreck that for me the way they wrecked my first love. So
yeah.
I'm with you.
Still haven't watched the second season of that one.
Me either.
I haven't either.
I know. I'm sorry, baby Jisoo. We love you. Don't hook up with Netflix anymore.
What about you, Jessie?
I'm not going to lie to you. I watch a lot of Monsta X stuff. That's all I've been watching.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
That's all right. That's
I feel ya.
It's just, there's so much there. And they're currently, like, the only, Dreamcatcher I really like. But, like, the only group that I actively love that, like, is promoting and has consistent subs. I haven't really experienced that before because I cannot tell you how many hours I've watched of unsubbed content for SS501. Like, days worth of just being like, well, I guess I just have to watch this in both Korean and Japanese. So it's been great being like, oh, I really like Monsta X, and they have all this content out.
And it's like, and they're very invested in the international fan community.
They are.
Oh, this is what this is like. Whoa.
This is crazy. I mean, like, 2PM has a lot of content, and they do have a lot of, like, international, like, love. So there's, like, a lot of stuff, but I've already watched all that because I've been a fan of 2PM for a while. So now I'm like, this is all new content. It's not even like me trying to rewatch things. So yeah. I've been watching a lot of Monsta X. If you need to know anything about Monsta X, I probably know it.
You're like, I know it now.
You need to, like, fall in love with them. We can help you.
Yeah, like, we can
listen to our last podcast and then talk to us, like, DM us. Yeah. It'll be like, I can tell you everything about them now. Like, that's all I've been doing.
Deep.
I know. It's fun to get to that place. Like,
yeah.
Just like, I'm now an expert. It's all on YouTube, and, like, YouTube knows me already. We've been with each other for a while, and, like, it knows it's like, hey, I'm going to suggest this for you as well. I'm like, okay, YouTube, like, you knew. Like, you knew this is what I wanted.
All the Monsta X video memes. All of them.
I will say, I'm not watching No Mercy. I can't watch No Mercy.
I can't. It's
the only, too stressful. Like, clip I've watched of No Mercy is the Hyungwon one where he and Gun do that, like, fake out. Like, they pretend that they're, like, really upset with each other. And it's really good because you just, like, are like, oh, they're gonna like kill each other right now.
I did enjoy the sexy back performance from No Mercy as well. The pimp coat really got me on that one.
I kind of watched the like clips of them singing, but I can't watch anything else. It
stresses me out. I don't like those types of shows anyway.
I know how it ends, and I still am like, nah, I just don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
But in like dramas that I've been watching, not a lot, except for Hotel de Luna.
Hotel de Luna. Hotel de Luna. Oh my god.
So good. It quite possibly could dethrone some shows.
I know. It's so good.
I'm on those subs, and Vicky is definitely like ruining things in my life because they're not on those subs.
They're not on their shit with the
two things Vicky needs. They need timely subs and they need downloadable episodes.
Yeah.
This is all I'm saying.
And to pay their subbers.
Yeah, pay their subbers.
Well,
paying their subbers would help with that first problem.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
The show is like so popular. Why isn't it their first priority? They're like, we didn't need heirs. We didn't need heirs. We needed Hotel de Luna subbed. Yeah. Like, stop it.
Nobody needs heirs, okay? I'm gonna say it. Nobody needs heirs.
You can at Natalia. That is Natalia's opinion.
Okay, let's be honest. I'm like a very positive person generally, and it takes like even really bad shows, I can find something to like about them. I hate heirs. I hate it so much. It's just like, garbage people doing garbage. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. Stop.
It's something that just reminded me because I did start I Want to Hear Your Song as well this past week. And the subs, I mean, it was almost a week after those first 2 episodes came out, or 4 episodes, however you want to count it. And the 4th episode was still like sitting at 17%. It sat there for 5 days at 17%. Yeah. And I was like, that show is interesting. And I mean, I love the lead. Like I love him. So I want to watch this, but I think I'm going to just wait until it's done because it is pretty cracktastic. Like you can kind of just keep going.
Yeah, and if the subs aren't there.
So you can't keep going.
Or like you do that thing where like you're going through and then like you're like, oh yeah, there's another episode, and then halfway through the episode, there's no subs.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fuck, I just watched like half an episode and now like no subs, and now I want it.
It's so frustrating because we're paying for content
like
that we can't enjoy.
Well, and I think part of it is it used to be to a certain standard, or the timing used to be different. So we were used to things being more timely. And so that's what we felt like we were paying for. We felt like it was an equal exchange, fine. I'm paying for timely subs. This is an okay arrangement. Cool. We were used to that. And now it's like not that. It's like,
and
okay,
the prices went up and the quality went down.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just like it's also like extremely ridiculous to me to see Vicky post clips of the shows that they're promoting subbed when that clip is not subbed currently on the site.
Yeah.
And I really am pissed off. That like out of everything that pissed me off. They did with Search WWW too. They literally it was like the second to the last scene they had on their Vicky YouTube page subbed, and I was like, this isn't even subbed for people who pay for the site.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
They clearly have money to pay someone to make that promotional material. So
they also have money because they keep on posting new shows. It's like every other day there's a new show coming out. So obviously they had the money for the rights for those. Just cool off on like 3 shows and pay your subbers, and then you're good. Like it's not that hard. But yeah, okay. End of that rant. The other shows that I am watching, I am behind on In Time With You, which is the Japanese drama based on the Taiwanese drama. But the only reason I am behind on that is because of the trip, but also I really like the show, and once I get into it, I'm like into it, and I get really like upset like when I don't have other like episodes, and they kind of do that cliffhanger thing, and since I don't know the story, I like I'm always on edge, and it's Japanese drama, so who knows what could happen with like the love triangle. It's like
it's true.
Don't know. And I'm like, I just really love this drama so much. So like I'm purposely not watching it just like because I don't want to get into it and then like have to wait for things. But I am still watching Coffee and Vanilla, which I mean like it's being slugged slowly, but that's okay because they're doing a great job.
It's one person.
And they're very consistent about like if they are having trouble or they're going on vacation or whatever, they're like very consistent about that. And then also my other Japanese drama that person is subbing is the Overtime show. I'm still watching that and really loving that. Basically, Monster X is my drama like right now, and Hotel de Luna because Hotel de Luna is it's so good, and I can't
it's like so much better than we thought it was gonna be from like those first and like we like on the first 2 episodes we're like this is gonna be good, but now we're just like we did not know.
Every episode I'm like oh my gosh this happened. Oh,
just the nuance, like you think okay they've fleshed out a lot of nuance already. It's like oh no they'll bring it again. It's like
no, and like scenes that you think you know what happened, suddenly it's like they're playing the scene back and it's a whole different scene, but it's the same scene and you're like, what?
I love that.
Like, and her nails.
Yeah, they're great. Her outfits are great. The set design is spectacular. It's
my god.
It's just all around so good. Even like the like little side characters with the ghosts in the hotel. I'm like, oh my god, I love that storyline so much. Like everything about it. I'm just like
Kyo's storyline with
just everything. Just the guests, like everything. Sanchez, love Sanchez.
Sanchez, don't talk about Sanchez.
That was her trigger. That was the Italian trigger word this week. You shouldn't have said it.
You know how I feel about how dirty that show played Sanchez. But anyway, Sanchez is the best. Okay. So, for me, there's going to be a lot of overlap. I finished Theory of Love. Mwah. Chef Kiss. Great show. You can watch it for free on YouTube. Do recommend. Very romantic. Got some good stuff in there. 2 Moons 2. Loving it. It's getting spicy. Not like too spicy. Like you could still watch it with your like mom in the room, but like it's pretty spicy. You can also watch that for free on YouTube, all English subbed and everything. So head on down to YouTube for that as well. Hotel de Luna, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm watching King's Avatar. We've been watching it, enjoying that. I watched the first half of the first episode of Mr. Fighting, and then I had to go do adult things. But I'm liking that. I'm going to go back to that. I'm also watching. I'm just going to be right now just, Coffee and Vanilla. Oh, what is happening?
I still don't know what's going on with
I'm just like into it.
I'm just like, I don't know where this journey is taking us. Like, I don't know where it's going. But like, that show started wild and continues its path of wildness.
The only bad part about that show is they're 30 minutes long. Yeah, like not even 30 minutes.
Like 24. By the time it gets going, it's like, oh, it's over. Okay.
I'm just like
it's still airing right now, and it's only airing 1 episode a week too. So like that's not even something.
Enough.
It's like
it's not enough. It's just like, and the best part is it's like with the exception of like the main girl, everyone in it's kind of terrible, but you still are just like, I want to know more. And the main girl's so stupid that she doesn't realize how terrible everyone around. Okay. I could like rant forever about this, but I gotta stop. I'm also watching Rookie Historian. Okay. That show is the bomb. Like that show is so good. And like
people hear good things.
Yeah,
I've seen the first episode.
See, I only hear good things from people who are actually watching it. But then I hear a lot of negative things from people who clearly are not actually watching it. And I'm just like, you're clearly not watching it because you are not describing the same show that I am experiencing. It's so good. Like, it's so good.
Are you caught up?
No, I'm like 2 episodes behind because I just didn't have time to watch them because I've been working hard this week. Y'all seen what I've been up to. I've been working hard. But
you know how it gets to a level and then it's like every week they kind of put the level up again. Like happenings keep happening.
I just love the Crown Prince so much. So even though he's kind of like holier than thou a lot of the times. I still like him. He's
down to earth, so it works.
Yeah, like he's always like, one-upping people on the, like, oh, like, well, if you didn't think about it in this way. It's just like, okay, buddy, we get it. Like, you're smart. But like, he's so the show is so good. I just really like it. I'm still watching The Untamed. I'm like way behind, but like I'm also in a group chat where all they talk about is The Untamed, so I've been spoiled a little bit. And I've also started 3 Will Be Free, which is another Thai show. I'm not that far into it yet.
Oh, did you start that? Okay.
Oh,
I haven't yet.
It's a spicy one. It's a spicy one. It has Joss Ware in it, and let me tell you, if there's some, ladies or gentlemen out there who like a good-looking torso, you in for a treat, my friends. You in for a treat because he's just a very good-looking man. Just very good-looking.
This is the one where basically the previews were basically Thai Magic Mike. Like,
yeah,
it
was like him.
It was like, here we go. It's
him like doing sexy dancing and then having sex with men and women. So you're just like, oh, like, ooh, what are we gonna? Ooh, this is pretty wild. And I'm also watching another Thai show on Netflix. I'm watching a lot. I just love Thai shows. Like, anyway, called Bangkok Love Stories: Objects of Affection, which is weird as hell, but it is pretty good. I'm not that far into it. I'm only like 2 episodes in, but I'm like really enjoying it. It has a very strange plot line because it's a Thai show, so of course it does. Whereupon a girl with multiple personality disorder witnesses a murder, which makes her multiple personality disorder worse. But she also filmed it, but then her phone gets broken. So she takes her phone in to the local hot phone repairman. And then we're going to assume that things will progress from there. So I'm not that far into it. I'm only like 2 episodes in, but I'm really enjoying that so far. So what about you, Sky?
Oh, I've been watching lots of stuff. Coffee and Vanilla, we already talked about that. Hotel de Luna, we already talked about that. Rookie Historian, I'm up to date. It's super, super cute. Like, it's brought the Seguk back in pretty much the past handful of episodes in a dramatic way. So I was kind of surprised by that. There's no way it's not going to end happy. Like, it's too farcical. It's too farcical for it to be sad in the end, but crud goes down. Like, it gets really serious at some points to where you are like, whoa, what is going to happen? You kind of wonder. So
what episode are they on?
I think the way it's airing there is like in the mini episodes.
Oh.
And on Netflix, they stick it as an hour.
On Netflix, it's up to episode 12.
Okay. Because I have a big project of work, and it's like a project that I could have like an actual drama sitting beside me in. Netflix is nice because it's downloadable.
Yeah. I think we really only have a maximum of 3 weeks left. It might be more like, I think it's 3 weeks left. It's a lot of cute sound effects, which is like a huge thing that I like for some reason, so it works. And honestly, even if Enwoo wasn't in it, I would really love this show.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
he's doing such a good job. Like,
he really is.
People were being real dickish about him, and like, he's killing it.
He's doing what the character calls for. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, say, hey, I don't like that character, but you can't like get mad that an actor is portraying that character. Like, it's just
like, yes, every other character was more deep right off the bat than his, and his was like the naive, cow-eyed, not knowing what the crap's going on person, and it was funny.
He builds.
But it's slow. It's not like all of a sudden he's a different person. So like,
that's great because that's
not how
real life.
That's not how growth works. So
and even with growth, it's not like, oh, I'm always going to make the right choice. It's like, I'm kind of stunted.
He's a very relatable character.
But, and this isn't a spoiler, he's just very compassionate, which I love. Like, compassionate male leads, they're nice. I binged my first love. I won't say much about it. I have lots of thoughts, but I'm not allowed to say any of them because you guys have not watched it yet.
We'll have to do one of our mini spoiler episodes.
I can't even say anything about it other than
write it all down and then we'll like catch up to you one day. I should
write an essay and just like bury it somewhere and then
throw it in the doc. Do not read until you've watched.
Because it's very
It would not be the first document we had like that.
That's true. We've had several docs that is like, do not, if your name is X, do not open this doc.
I watched the first episodes of Be Melodramatic, or whatever you want to call that one. I like it. I don't think it's as marvelous as some people do. That's fine. I think my main problem is someone who might end up being the male lead. Thus far, I really, really, really think he's kind of a trash person.
Oh, yeah.
Not the actor, the character.
No, I understand.
And it's probably, kind of like that funny, how women kind of like crappy guys type thing. But when it is a show that it is smart, women who have been through stuff in life, and you kind of think they've learned a little bit, and since they're in their 30s, it's kind of a, struggling through life a little bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, you think she'd be smarter than that. And as far as like they did the after episode 2, they did the preview very differently. It wasn't separate at the very end. It was like still a part of the episode.
Yeah.
There were these musician characters, and they were singing in a recording booth, and all of a sudden you're having all these fast forward preview flashes of like, feels like the whole show. They didn't warn you about it, so I feel like I've already watched the whole show. Like, as far as, and it wasn't but it was very, so as someone who often avoids previews at the end of episodes, like that was kind of a, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for this. They pulled a Chinese show on you.
It was very much, they stuck pretty much an intro to a Chinese show within the episode. It was very odd. I actually really do like it. I think there's a lot of good things. It is Search WW adjacent in some ways, as far as having some mature themes. That's good. I think it is a very positive show overall. I do think that one of the characters might be problematic to me. And it's not going to be something that is going to be easily fixed, in my opinion. So it's not as if he did one thing and if he fixed it, it's more like he seems problematic.
Is it the young character? Is it
No.
his character?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or else I would
Maybe I could still watch
No,
it.
it's not him.
I just can't watch my adorable surprise boys be,
So far, he's fine.
little
He's
dicks. It pisses me off. Because I love them.
I really wanted to watch that, but,
Yeah.
Vicky was being crappy and
Yeah.
subs, and then
Right.
that kind of like, the time that I was going to watch it, I didn't, and then now it's like, oh, well, shiny things over here.
You lose that time.
Yeah.
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 And then I just gotta
one
wait
of
for
the
like a
problems with
weekend.
watching everything, right? Like if
Yeah.
we only watched K-dramas, listen to how
It's
much
so
like,
much easier
Chinese
life.
and Japanese and Thai we've been talking about tonight. If we only watched K-dramas, we'd have time to watch all the
We
K.
have so much time.
There are too many other things that we could be watching.
Speaking of other things, Before We Get Married has one more episode left, and since it's been one episode a week, it's like the past like 2 or 3 weeks I've just been like, can we just, let's just finish it.
End this.
Because the whole thing is like a thing, and it's not done, and it just, so you're do it or not type thing.
Yeah.
But
Do or do not. There's no try.
which, like, it's quite literally that type, like, literal when I say it that way. Is this gonna happen or is it not? Like, and then I watched The King's Avatar. We already talked about that. Watched Go Squid. Finished that as it went. So I am gonna confess about The King's Avatar. I like it.
But you don't like it as much as Go Squid.
It's because of half of each episode being in game.
Yeah, it's a lot
Every
of game
single
time.
episode. Like, if some of the episodes were kind of that way, I think I'd be more fine.
Yeah.
And I am fine watching gameplay. It's not something I usually choose to do in my free time, to watch a ton of gaming. So that's why it's like,
I will say they did a good job on the animation on the show.
oh yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think it's well done. I do understand how the gameplay shows teamwork and all these things, but I really feel like I would love more in real life interaction.
Yeah. Interpersonal stuff.
Than what we're getting. So I like it. It's cute, friendly. I don't feel like there's a love line yet. So
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Like, I mean, I'm only 10 episodes in, and I'm like, I don't know if there's a love line in this. Like, I don't
I would kind of prefer.
I mean, there's plenty of girls around him that it could be, but I'm like, I don't see it being his boss. I'm not really feeling it with the boss's like friend. Yeah. I'm not seeing it with his former teammate that he thinks of as a sister, because ew. And like, and there's not really anybody else.
I think there's still a lot of episodes to go, so I guess we could just be getting there. But it is the first
giving us a slow burn, like the slowest of burns.
It is the first show I've seen with him in it, so that's nice. I've heard a lot about him.
You haven't watched Level 2?
Oh, we gonna have to have a watch party, because that is the best. So good. But at the same time, it's not that good.
Right.
It's so good.
You guys had warned me it's not that good.
But it's good. Yes. Okay. So now that we've talked about what we were currently watching, and this week we are going to be discussing a topic that is near and dear to my ranty little heart, and that is the topic of strong female leads. Okay. Can I just just characters? Yeah. Can I just start with my little rant? Okay.
Sure. Get it off your chest.
Just get it. Just get it.
Just get it out there.
So I think that the term strong female lead is not a good term, because it makes you think that you mean physically strong, like superhero act. No, what that actually means is a fully fleshed out character, because in cinematic and television history, men's characters have been fully fleshed out and women's characters have existed to further the plot of male characters. So a strong female lead isn't someone who can kick ass, but it's someone who is interesting and has their own fully fleshed three-dimensional character. And it's not just a placeholder. It's not, Park Shin-hee on Alhambra. That was not a strong female character. She did a good job. I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I'm saying that character could have been replaced with a broom in the corner, and the plot of the story would have stayed the same. So a strong female character is a character that has an agency and a story and their own character.
I think I would add to that too, though, that it's almost more of an inner strength. For me, a strong female lead is somebody who has strength of character, who has courage of her convictions.
But not necessarily, because a good villain can be a strong female character, but just be terrible. So it's not necessarily a good person.
No, but that's still usually the courage of their convictions.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Their convictions might be messed up, but still
I struggle with as far as strong female lead goes. I mean, one, yes, every time you see a list, it is fighting characters. It's women who fight. And you're like, okay, but there are different kinds of strength. We have different kinds of, for me, the lead in Caught in Hazardous Wife is a strong female lead. Not because she can fight and kick butt, which she does well, but because she does have that courage of her convictions. She is willing to do the things that need to get done. It starts with, she's like a kick-ass super spy, and she says, I'm going to fake my death so I can go be a housewife, because that's what my dream is, and that's what I want to do. To me, that is also strength. It's, it's just a different kind of strength. And I think we too often go, oh, like you said, physically strong equals strong character, and that's not always true. And then you also wind up with the thing that drives me nuts is the thing that where frequently people go, oh, I hate this second female lead because of A, B, C, and D. But if it was in the female lead, if it wasn't the second female lead, if it was the female lead, then that would make her a strong female character. But because it's the second female lead, it makes her a villain. And you're like, wait.
The one that frustrates me is that only characters that are clearly based in sort of the masculine sphere of storytelling are considered strong female leads. But that's not true. So a character that always comes up that I think of is Isam's character on Because This Is My First Life. Like, she does what she wants, she knows what she's about, and she has her own plot. She has interesting things happening. She has her own thoughts, her own way of doing things, and she, and that's interesting. And her plot isn't, basically, with her character, I found there was a nice reversal, because in a lot of, it's very common that, female characters exist to further the plot of men, whereas in that one, the guy who plays her boyfriend really only existed to further her own plot. So it was like a nice reversal of what you normally see. I get so tired. Like, especially when there's like a character, who's an interesting character, but, is doing like traditionally female things. People are like, oh, it's not a very strong female character. And I'm like, why? Because she's girly? Yeah. Like, that's not an indicator of like a bad character.
I think that's what I really hate, that like people who say they want a strong female character want a perfect character who can do anything, who has the personality, who has like the gung-ho to do stuff. And that's not the case to be a strong female character. And like, I think that's the problem with it, because then it makes people who aren't at that level not worthy of that, even though they're strong in their case. And I know Sky and I talk about this a lot with the lead from My ID is Gundam meeting. I cannot tell you how much of the timeline that I saw when that show was going on, people were just like, I can't believe this type of person can ever exist, because she is very like sensitive about everything. And I'm like, not only are you literally saying that I don't exist, as like she is like really close to a character who like I would be, but she had strength in what she did. Just because she didn't do it in the normal way that everybody wanted, she became not strong. And I think that's the biggest problem with like labeling a strong female character, because inevitably it mostly means it's just this perfect thing, and then everybody else who does not fit that actual perfect thing is not a strong female character when they can be. You don't have to be perfect to be a strong female character.
No, because
you just have to have stuff that makes your character not shine a little bit more, but like be rounded enough, and you can see the growth and have like a full story behind the character. And they could be doing nothing. They could be a housewife, and that I think that's also a big thing. It's like you're gonna put down like other things because they're not typically considered strong, when if that person is doing it because they actually want to do it, then that's strength. It's that they've decided to do that thing.
And I think that different personalities also express strength in different ways. Like extroverted people express strength or express even their own desires very, very, very differently than introverts do. And so quieter people, the way we express that, maybe some people would consider not strong, but just because we have a different way of expressing that, or a different way of following our desires, that doesn't mean that characters that are like that are not fully rounded characters, are not interesting characters, are not, or even flawed characters are actually interesting. Like characters that have flaws are characters that grow, or and they can grow and still be introverted. They can grow and still be the housewife. They can still be maybe not what the watcher wants to see that person become, but if that's what, it can still be a fully rounded character.
I think they were true to themselves. I think that's the biggest thing.
What I find so interesting is a lot of people have this concept that if the character isn't what they expected the character to be, but the characters don't exist for just one viewer, right? So it's like, if you don't see yourself in a character, that doesn't actually mean that this character is not an interesting or fully fleshed or
real
strong. It's just like that's just because everyone has a different perspective in life, and everyone expresses strength in different ways. And so like, I just get so upset because I just get so mad. Like, and
She's smiling when she's mad.
I know.
That's why
I'm smiling with this. Like, okay, so an example in like Western media that always just sort of made me really mad was the show Breaking Bad, where everyone hated the dude's wife. And they're like, oh, she's the worst character. She was not the worst character. She was like, her character was true to her character the entire show, made choices based on, what she could do. And no one hated the dude literally cooking meth. They all thought he was great. But they hate the wife for being like, maybe we shouldn't cook meth.
How dare
Crazy.
Yeah, so it's that sort of thing that really bothers me, that not only is there like this skewed standard of what a strong female character should be, it's that like women get held up to like even a harder standard as a character than men do.
Yeah.
And if someone doesn't like a female character, they say, oh, that's not like a good female character. And it's like, no, that's no, like everyone friggin' loves Loki, and he tried to
He's crazy.
destroy the world, but like like why can't women do the same stuff? Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Like for me, it's interesting when I was going through my like watched list, the completed list, and I was thinking, I would just reading through the titles going strong female lead and like waiting for the ones that would jump out at me like, yeah, that one. And some of the ones that struck out to me are not ones that I think normally people would, like for me, watching Arsenal right now, to me, Tanya is a strong character. She's going through horrible situations and trying to be strong. Does it mean she doesn't have emotional breakdowns when, everybody she loves is dying around her? Yeah, she cries because that's what people do. Like, but does she like pick herself back up and keep going and keep trying? Yes. And that to me makes her a strong character. Like another one that stuck out to me is from Just Between Lovers. The main character in that is crazy strong. Like she has come through some serious stuff, but she's quiet. She's kind, and she's like, it's never a like grab him and shake the sense into him kind of thing. It's just a, hey, I'm gonna be here because this is how things go and this is how people do relationship, and like she does her through the whole show. She never stops being her, and I like that. Like that to me is strength, and it worked for me. It was a quiet strength, but it was still a strength, and it's a different kind of strength.
I think a good example of different type of strong female characters is Because This Is My First Life. Pretty much all three of them, the three main female characters, they all have very different paths in life. They all have very different desires, and I would consider every single one of them true to themselves and strong and all of those things, even though maybe some people didn't think that. So I think that's a good showing that different people, different choices. I think they can still exhibit that pretty well.
I think like there's some certain genres people tend to discount, and that's sort of like in the romance sort of genre. People tend to discount female leads in like where romance is the main line. But I feel like that's a little unfair, because if you look at like a character like, Secretary Kim from What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, she's an incredibly interesting character, and she's the most competent person in the room at all times. And the show shows her growth from like being nervous and unsure of herself to being just so sure of herself that she cannot really be shaken by anything. And then if you look at another one like, Kim Bok-joo from Weightlifting Fairy, she's girly, she makes dumb mistakes because she's 19 and who doesn't? But like she knows what she wants and she goes for it, and that's all the while wanting to look cute. Is that such a crime? No, it's not.
Yeah, I agree. And like, I mean, sometimes strong female lead is also going to be the female lead who's kicking butt. Like,
Yes.
the mom in Angry Mom
Mm.
is a strong female lead, and she's strong, like, and she's kicking butt, but she's not strong because she's out there kicking butt. She's strong because she has, again, come through a lot of stuff and made choices in her life that maybe weren't the best choices for her, but were the best choices for her daughter. And she needs to make those choices. And like, sometimes that's the strength. Sometimes it's that strength to say, this is my dream, but I'm not going for my dream because I need to right now put somebody else's dream first. And like, sometimes I think that's one that seems to get people really hard. Like, the idea, if you're watching a drama where there's a married couple and she puts him ahead of her, and then it's, oh my God, she's the worst character ever, and they should get a divorce, and they should, like, and you're like, you know that, like, marriages, sometimes that's how that works. Like, he puts her first, and then she puts him first, and like, this is how you make a healthy relationship. It's not good if it's always one way, but like, give and take is a thing that makes a relationship. I mean, like, in the drama Fight My Way, or Fight My Way, right? Everybody, I love that drama. It's so good. But people had a problem with the best friend, right? Because she wound up back in her same relationship in the end. And it's like, oh, she didn't learn anything. Yes, she did learn things. She learned how to stand up for herself. She learned what she wanted in life. She wanted him, and she wanted marriage to him. She just didn't want all the baggage that came with it. And they sorted stuff out.
And you know what was even more important? Okay. What was even more important is that he learned more than she did, because he learned how terrible his family was to her. And that was the linchpin to all of their problems, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting to me, because for me, that I do like the strong female leads who like the kick butt ones too. Yeah. Like, I love Angry Mom. So I mean, everybody who knows me on Twitter knows Angry Mom is my jam. Caution Hazardous Wife. Yes, love it.
Like, it's a good character.
Guardians, like the Guardians, like, whoo,
yeah, it's like, fun. Okay,
I love that, especially if it's a strong mom, like a mom who's, you know, going mama bear over, you know, protect her kids. Like, that is my jam, right? But like, in general, when I start thinking of strong female leads, it's the quiet ones that come to mind first. It's the lead in A Poem a Day. She's quiet and kind, and or like Love 020. Wei is like, she's strong. She gets stuff done. She knows what to do.
What I like most in strong characters, and what I feel is a strong character, is to see a journey, and even if that journey is not, like, is small or is very slow, that there is a journey to that person becoming better, even if you don't see it on screen too. Like, if you just know that it's going to happen. And I think, like, the lead in 12 Nights is a really good example of that, because she definitely, in the very beginning, she's what you would not consider a strong female character, because she is in a really terrible relationship that's emotionally abusive. And through the time you have with her during the episodes, you actually see how she grows. And it takes a while for her to do it, and she stumbles and she falls back, but there's a progression towards that. And I think there's a lot of really great strength in that, to see someone kind of overcome, no matter how long it takes, or how, even like, if it wasn't that much of the journey that you saw. I think that's a really good example of what a strong character means to me. Like, that you just have that journey, and it doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to, like, check all the boxes. They can still, like, be terrible at one thing, or, like, you know, have a fault in another. But as long as there is something that, like, it's continuing them on their journey. I also just really enjoy strong characters who you don't expect to be strong characters, kind of like Clueless, where you, like, you know, you have, like, and, like, a drama, like, comparison would be Pretty Proofreader. She is super into fashion, and she loves all that, and that's all she wants to do. And she gets put into this proofreading team that are all just not her type of person. And she's still, like, such a strong character and that she accepts the challenge and doesn't let it, like, not only, like, make her falter, but also doesn't make her become a terrible person, too. Like in Clueless, where she doesn't ever, like, you never are like, oh, that person's, like, terrible, like, she's gonna, like, talk about people because they aren't fashion sense, you know?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Or, like another example is, like, Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And, you know, and I always like the female character that everyone discounts because they're feminine. That's a great character. That's all I ever want in a show. Because I'm pretty girly myself.
I'm not, and I just, it's like,
I like the girly
I like
stuff.
seeing that. Like, I like, it's not the norm, I guess. Like, in your head when, like, someone says strong character, they automatically would be like, that's not a strong character. And you're like, yes, this person is. Just because they like something that would not be considered strong it's a really terrible, like, viewpoint to be in. Just
yeah, because it's basically, well, it's you know, all rooted in the patriarchy, right?
Yeah.
Because since most media, not Korean media, amazingly, but, like, if we're thinking about Western media, it's all rooted in, like, the male gaze, and everything's made for men. So things that are more feminine are discounted as less important than things that are traditionally masculine. So, which is why this concept of, like, you know, the strong female character was basically a male character with boobs.
Yeah.
A perfect
like,
male character with boobs.
That's not, but you know what, but flawed characters are way more interesting, which is why, you know, Batman's a better character than Superman. You know what I mean? Because Superman sucks. Don't at me.
Because there probably wouldn't be a lot of people
listening to this. I feel like the intersection.
I feel like we're not in our that niche.
Superman fan.
There's like one person who's gonna email us. certifiedninjas@gmail.com.
I was very upset about that Superman comment, and because of that, I probably will not be donating any money to your coffee. We have a coffee, and we would, you know, we work hard at this, and it costs money. We need all our equipment and our web stuff, well, hosting and everything. So if you want to help us out, we put extra stuff up on the coffee. We put, like, unedited episodes, mostly of me ranting and telling nonsensical stories. That's like a good
quality stuff.
It's pretty good. There's some I
have more stuff coming.
Yeah, I live a pretty wacky life. So, like, yeah, we got all sorts of stuff. We got stuff planned. So yeah, it's kofi.com/certifiednunas if you would like to help us out. If not, we would love for you to share our podcast with other people who you think might enjoy listening to it. Anyway.
Also, if you could rate, that seems to be a really great thing.
On iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, whatever. If you can give us a little rating, if you can give us a little review, we would love that. Thank you so much. Been another incredible segue. Yeah. I had to work hard to work that one up. Like, I feel a little out of practice.
It was good.
It's been a couple weeks since I had to come up with a good segue. So
a drama that just came to mind that I'm going to confess I didn't like in the end, but I think it's a good example of a strong female character. Between, it's a Taiwanese drama. Marcus is in it.
Marcus
Chang.
He's actually, I think that's the one.
Ever.
Yeah, but the hair does not affect his beautiful face. So he's okay.
Just look at him all day.
So
just put your hands over the hair on the screen. And be like,
The female lead is not a strong character in the beginning, and pretty much the whole way she eventually figures out what she wants, because I think for a long time she had no idea what she wanted. And so when she slowly figures that out, she then commits to it fully in the end. And that's actually, like, it was a really good progression of her character. Like, I really did enjoy it. The show kind of betrayed itself in the end, but the character did not. So it was kind of interesting. Like, her character, I was very proud of her character, but it's almost as if they needed to work that into the show a bit more because I guess she was weak for so long and she was very dependent on men, it seemed, kind of. Maybe it was a better
kind
show.
of one of
You
the.
just rewatch it, you don't know.
That was, I remember, like, as Search WWW was airing, that was a big concern for it, was the romances and the struggles in the romances, and, like, where is this going? Where is it going to end up? How are they going to wrap this up so that everybody's happy? And then they did. So they wrapped it up in a good way. I'm not going to give anything away, but, like, yeah.
So I still haven't seen the end of Search WW.
Oh,
but I think no matter what happened to relationships in that, because of the way the show was structured, I would be fine with it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That was exactly it.
I think you would like the betrayal of the females' characters with each other and themselves would be the only thing that I think would be the biggest thing. Like
all of a sudden they hate work or something. It'd be like, crap, just
wait.
They all like quit and go like work on a
They all go live in a like jungle where they can't get any Wi-Fi and there's no internet because they like eschew technology.
Now,
to,
see,
like what?
if they all became housewives, that would be a confusing ending. Like it'd be like,
yeah, because
no.
That felt
well, and if they started campaigns against women working, you know, like,
like what?
That's no. So between maybe between was a better show and maybe I was just shocked by the ending. But I'm just saying the character was really good.
Along the Marcus Chang shows, I can make a case for the female character in Behind Your Smile.
I was just gonna say Behind Your Smile.
Yeah. And she is definitely one of the I think the majority of people would say they want a strong female character would think that she is not a strong female character because she was very sheltered. She's not the smartest. Yeah, she's very naive. She's very hopeful and she's just like the glass is half full type person in the world. Like she believes in people to almost a fault, but she throughout the entire series she's very consistent on what is true to her and what is like her important things, and like one of the biggest things was like her connection with her mother, and like that was a very big thing no matter what was happening, the mom like being gone and everybody's like, well no, she just like kind of left you with all this like debt and this craziness and stuff, and her conviction on like staying true to herself even though she's kind of like not portrayed as like the normal air quotes strong female character.
I think that the misconception is that a strong character can never be weak. But weakness is something that happens to everyone. So like it's okay if your character has weak moments or needs help. That doesn't mean they're not a strong character. That just means that you've written a human character.
And I think, like, with Behind Your Smile, yes, she cries and she struggles and she's naive and she, but, like, even when she's betrayed by people she trusts, she still loves them. She still is like, you betrayed me, but I'm going to give you another chance, not because I'm weak or stupid, but because I want you to be a better person. Yeah. And if I trust you, that can do it. And it does.
That's like her character. Her character is she always sees the good in other people.
I do think some people do view that as weakness.
Yes, but
I'm just saying we're tossing that. Like I don't believe that. I'm just saying I do think
those people are what I would like to call incorrect. Yeah, that's a very patriarchal way of looking at things. It's the same sort of thing that leads people to be like, oh, like when their sons cry, to be like, oh, real men don't cry. No, that's a lie. Real men do cry because emotions are a universal thing.
I think what it just like boils down to, like, strong female characters need to be different and at different levels. It's just not strong female characters. Like, I don't like the assumption that it has to be like so perfect. It's annoying.
Or just one thing, like that there's one cookie cutter that you stamp all strong female leads with. Or, I mean, the reverse, that every character who every female character who shouts or throws a punch is a strong female character. No. That ain't true either. Like,
no, it is not.
I mean, like, Boys Over Flowers, I was real excited in the beginning. I was like, oh, look at her go. Like, she is stopping this guy from committing suicide, and she is kicking this guy in the face, and, like, she is... And then, like, by episode 4, you're like, oh...
But you know who is a strong female character in that one? Monkey. Monkey is the best.
Literally all the other female characters.
Yes.
Literally any other female character in that.
Evil mother-in-law?
Oh,
even
evil mother?
Female character.
Even the awful 3 high school girls.
Oh, yeah. They had a whole arc. They had an interesting story. Like, they, were terrible people, but that doesn't mean they weren't interesting characters.
I see often suspicious partner gets thrown out too as a strong female lead, and I'm like, okay,
like
I don't see that. Okay, like
worse,
she's not and she has growth, and she has I don't hate her character. I'm not a huge fan of the show itself, but the people who call her a strong female character are not calling her a strong female character because she follows the current different convictions or because it's because she had this black belt and she threw a kick in one episode. That one moment doesn't make her, she then goes on to be a character who needs to get rescued by the man and other women every single time. She never throws a punch again, and you're like, okay. If that's to me, if it has to be more consistent than one time, or they mention that they used to, with Lee Da-hee's character in Search WWW, she used to be a judo, phenom.
She was a convict.
And she continues to kick the butts of, she continues to break down the patriarchy and kick the butts of the men.
Just the scene where it's like, I need your help to bust the shit out of this guy's car, and she's like, I'll bring my own bat.
Okay.
I'm down. That's
and then she can be sitting there in front of a drama crying, and such a good character.
Exactly. She's
so good. And falls in love, and is very cutely in love, and clearly likes fashion and girly things, but everyone is still
also
terrified of her.
But also, so in Search WW, you kind of have the Tommy and her character. So one is kind of more moralistic, and Tommy's kind of not, but they're both very strong characters.
I mean, even our villain for much of the show, Song Ga-kyung, she's a strong character. She's not, in the beginning, she's not as strong as she could be, and maybe not as strong as she once was, and that's her character arc, right?
Yeah.
Right? Is becoming herself again, coming back into herself. Yeah, there are 3 very, very different characters, but they're all strong in their own way. And
and some people might be like, oh, they're all businesswomen, therefore they're all strong. It's like, no.
No, that's not,
That's barely part of it. You are not your job, and characters are not their job.
Many dramas tend to simplify everybody down to that, right? He's the bumbling cop, and he's the, and she's the, and, so
and I guess
that is a way dramas often go.
Characters aren't just their job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Characters they aren't just strong because of their job, and they're not just their job.
Are we strong charactered out?
We're strong charactered out, my friend.
I mean, talking about them, I'll see.
Oh, no, I will take them forever. It's time to move on to our final segment of the evening, and that'll be what's everyone looking forward to coming up in September? What's good?
Arthal.
I know. Arthal. So pumped.
The fact that we had to wait.
Poor Jessie.
Proud of you.
She's like, woo, you go, girls. You be strong female characters and watch Arthal without me.
I know. My son wanted to watch the last episode of, the last season, the last chunk. And I was like, no, let's not do it, because you know there's going to be some crazy cliffhanger, and it's going to piss me off. There's only a couple of weeks right now. Let's just wait a couple of weeks.
It's actually not that bad of a cliffhanger.
I don't even remember. So.
I remember. It's a little bit of a cliffhanger, but it's a very satisfying cliffhanger that you're like, okay, okay, I see I see what you're doing
Sounds
here.
good. I think Vagabond. We're all looking forward to Vagabond, right?
Oh, well,
for like a year now, like forever.
It's been a while, but you're not? No?
Yeah, Jesse's not into it.
It's okay.
I'm not sure I'm into the premise of the show. I just love him.
I love him.
I know I will
so
check it out.
I've been like mainlining Little Forest, and I don't even like kids, and I'm just like, I gotta watch him put sunscreen poorly on these children's faces. Like, this is just too good. No, yeah, he's adorable. I'm really looking forward to the next installment of History 3.
Yes.
Yes. Time for some more gay love, because apparently I don't get enough of that in the rest of, oh wait, that's all I do. But no, big into that. Really excited. I'm also really excited for When Camellia Blooms, because it's just, he's so cute, and she's just our girlfriend. She's our best friend, and we love her. And the one little teaser that they put up tells you absolutely nothing about the show, but was very cute.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on.
I don't know what's happening, but the teaser was very cute, and he's running to some 80s music, and it's really adorable, and he's just so cute, and she's just so wonderful, and I'm just very excited about all of that. I don't even care what the show's about. I'm just like, I just want to see some cute. Give me some cute.
On the Thai front, the Thai version of My Love from Another Star comes out, and my darling child God is in it, and he's so cute, and I love him.
He is very handsome. I can't imagine the show will be very good.
No,
I'll probably watch it anyway.
There probably won't be subs anywhere, because although it could wind up, a lot more Thai stuff's been winding up on Netflix lately.
Netflix has a ton of Thai stuff, and I have seen that some of it is currently airing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really possible.
And I mean, Oh My Ghostess, they had the Thai version of Oh My Ghostess. So this is, again, a Thai version of a K-drama. Maybe it'll show up. I wouldn't be mad about that. I'd like to check it out. And Blacklist is another one. It's a GMM-TV one that's coming out. And it looks horrible. Like, it looks dark and not really my thing. Like, it's, it's bullying in high school and stuff, and that's not usually my thing. But, like, all of my little GMM-TV, like, little Thai puppies are in it, and they're such adorable little, I just want to squeeze all their little cheeks, and like, I'll probably check it out, because there's a couple of them that are like never in anything, and they're all in this, so I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot, because, I need to pat all their little heads. And
I'm looking forward to Flower Crew Joseon Marriage Agency.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Light Seguk is, I guess, becoming a thing for me, which I didn't know it was going to be a thing.
If that's what you like, that's what you like. No judgment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword light, though.
Kink shame here.
Yeah.
I think July by Chance, or July Found by Chance, looks really good, too, as a school type drama. I don't know much, but the cast is so good. And it has, what's his face from Search WWW. Lee Da-hee's.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Dimple.
But webtoon character, like, it might be based on web, but like the main character is a webtoon.
Oh.
Yes.
Now
I was just excited about the cast, and now I'm like,
piqued my interest.
So like, I looked into it because of him. When I looked into it, I was like, oh, like, it's not just, it was based on a webtoon, or it's like, no, she, like, I think it's her character, like, she is a webtoon or something. I was like, you just kind of W'd it, and that means I have to watch it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Rowoon is in it from SF9.
Oh, yes.
So like, right. I was already checking it out for other reasons.
Looks like there's some good ones coming up in September. It'll be another successful month of us watching more shows than we have time for.
Yeah, watch the first episode and be like,
back at school, so like.
So you'll have a lot more time.
A lot more time.
I just don't do anything. Actually, I'll have slightly less time, but not really because I have weddings. I have 2 weddings to photograph. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Certified Nunas. You can find us wherever you're listening, but we're also on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, and iTunes. We have an Instagram, a Facebook, a Tumblr, and of course a Twitter where we all live. So all at Certified Nunas, and you can also email us at certifiednunas@gmail.com if that's more your jam and you have something to say. Yeah, we have our coffee yet again. If you want to help us out, you can send us a couple bucks. kofi.com/Certified Nunas. We hope you enjoyed listening to us, and we'll be back next week with a brand new episode. All right, have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.